All right, guys. Happy to be here. This is it's kind of an schedule live stream. I was planning to have two live stream only in March, but since my daughter is at home today, she's gonna be at home all month. She graduated high school. She's gonna go to trade school, and she's gonna have a month break. So she's at home now. I thought that I can have a live stream just in case I don't feel well. She can come and take over here. So hello everyone in the chat here. Adam Horse, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, you saw that NASA's technology, like people just appear and disappear on screen. This is, I wish I had this technology so I can just, beamed up and go to Brazil, spend some time there with my family, my parents. But instead I have to travel 24 hours on the other side of this great plane. Hello, Frank. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, Canada, Netherlands, Saskatchewan. Yeah, hello, Canada. Hello, USA. Eddie, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. We try our best, brother. We try our best, like this is crazy. Things, it's the amount of you have some people have no idea. Like I was listening to a guy, he's a simple guy from Brazil. I was watching his video. Very simple guy, like very humble guy, no nothing technological. He was just speaking out. And he put together all those guys, especially in the base, that they say that flat Earth is mythical, flat Earth doesn't exist, flat Earth is something illusional. I put them all together, and so a bunch of very intelligent people, PhD, fighting against something that doesn't exist. You know, like it was funny. Well, if it doesn't exist, why they have all this team of these extremely, highly educated guys fighting for against something that doesn't exist? I saw it. It's amazing the way it is. So whistleblower, RIP. I a lot of people, nice people back today. So hello, uh, Mike. Hi, John. Hey, John. Hello, New Zealand. I know now New Zealand has dropped the requirement of having the magic potion, And so I talked to my daughters. Maybe we can perhaps plan a trip to New Zealand again, like we did a couple of years ago. Because without I wouldn't go because I don't want to take the magic portion there, But I think they dropped that requirement, so we can go now. All right, so yeah, indoctrination is strong, man. I mean, there are a whole bunch of people, PhDs like PhD Tony, phony, fighting against something that he believes doesn't exist, but he's there fighting against, So yeah, it's fun, It's just like the Bible says, those people who think they are wise, but they are fools, Romans. All right, so I want to give a shout out to that guy from Canada, Mike. Forgot his last name. He always sends me videos of stars, and I have shown them a couple times here, and we will show them today. Yes, John. If I can go back there, which I planned, let's see what's gonna happen this year. Crazy year, a lot of things going on. Oh, Dallas, Texas. Yeah, man, that's another. Dallas, according to the Flat Earth Millionaire, Texas will be an independent nation soon. So we don't know. I might have to get a visa to go to Texas. Uh, and so all the rest of the US. Yeah, pay this information. Yeah, totally, man. I mean, you see all those guys fighting against something they believe doesn't exist. It's mythical. It's flat Netherlands. So I decided to talk about this eclipse on the April 8th today because there has been like a hyper building up around it. Okay, and I've seen I have seen people talking a lot and entire shows about it. I don't want to go over much of the biblical aspect. Why? Because I saw recently, and I don't think I have it here. Let me see if I have it here. Somebody posted a precise. Uh, okay, let me share my screen and start sharing this stuff now. Okay, so you guys can see here. Uh, so somewhat because there's a lot of cities here that's I think it's called Nineveh and like Jonas, like in the Bible. But somebody did a map, like went and showed precisely that some of those cities do not align exactly on this line here. So that's why I don't want to, I've seen a lot of videos people are um, associating that image with some prophecies, but I don't want to do that. I just want to generally speak about the path of this eclipse right here. So what I did, this is the projection according to what's the name? Time and date, timeanddates.com. Right. So what I did, I made a flat Earth projection of this eclipse right here and here. Okay, so this is the path of the eclipse according to the flat Earth map. Now we know spirits like the sun has a circuit, just like the Bible says. Psalm 19, sun has a circuit. So I made a nice short animation here. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. But my problem is that on the globe, this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Right? So this is the path of this eclipse on the globe. All right, let me hide the comment real quick so y'all can see. Hide. Okay, so let's go back here. Full screen. Okay, this is the path of this eclipse on the globe, right? It's pretty weird. If Earth is rotating like this one here is rotating from west to east, right? And the Earth must be doing this wobbly because the path of the eclipse is the one that's actually facing the sun with the supposedly moon, which we will be talking about in front of it. So on the heliocentric model, it makes no sense because the sun or the earth is doing a wobbling movement in about 4 hours, like the sun is coming from below the equator and it's going northwest, or earth is doing a tilt, in 4 hours, tilting from facing the sun is right at the equator. And remember, guys, the sun is fixed according to heliocentric model, but Earth is doing this. It's not only rotating from east to west; it has to be wobbling from southwest to northwest, in order for the path of totality be going this way. So I have here what I believe it is the path of the sun during this eclipse, and I want to talk about this because I have talked about this. I'm going to show you since 2017 that even though the Bible says that the sun goes in a circuit, and I believe it does so, it's not a perfect circle. It has some like oval shape sometimes, right? And that's what I'm going to show. It's going to be the next video. But let's focus here on the globe. This is an animation made by these people here, American Eclipse, and they are all about the globe Earth. And let me play again. Full screen. All right, so this is what they have. All right, so the Earth has to be wobbling to be able to have this path on Earth, okay? Because the Earth is turning from east to west, It cannot be just the moon, okay? Because then there would be no path of totality in this area, right? So Earth would have to be wobbling. The wobbly that they claim the Earth does in 3 months, it's got to be done in 3 hours in order to have this path of totality on the globe, right? So now let me show you this is an old video back in 2017. Let me see if I have it here. I don't even know if I have it here. Yeah, this is an old video of mine. Back in 2017, I was talking about eclipses here, and I displayed. Okay, this was the path of one of the eclipses. You see, the sun does does a circle, but not a perfect circle. So, and then there is another one right here, and another one right here, right? So, I do believe the sun to go on a circuit, but it's not always a perfect, beautiful, crispy circle. It has its own path. Now, this, of course, it makes more sense on the flat Earth map because the sun and actually it's not even the moon that's causing this eclipse. Now, I want to play this video by John Levy. It's just a short clip. Let's go ahead and take a listen, and then we go back and talk a little bit more.
The sun took place, and the Travel Quest International Company organized a flight of 50 people to observe this phenomenon from the North Atlantic, and this is where the subject gets interesting. Several passengers filmed the totality of the eclipse, and the recordings show black orbs without light around the sun. And one of these orbs was covering the sun at the moment of the eclipse. Total solar eclipse, March 20th, 2015. And here we can see a nice view through the window, and this is what I wanted to see. Something real, and something nice and up there, not from our perspective. And here we go. Boom. Now they come into view. The orbs that I've spoken about seeing. Orbs that can actually move independently, but otherwise move as fixed stars. And I told you of the one that flew over my head and then just parked in its position and just appeared to be a star. And of course we have things we are told that orbit in opposition. And here's an example. Here's 4 of them moving in opposition. And what I find fascinating is if this is true, which I believe it is, it seems a lot more plausible than anything I've ever heard on the subject. That means that the stars, or at least some of them, may actually move in front of the sun. And it's certainly the case here with these 4+ orbs. And here we can see it passing, and now we see the eclipse. And we still see the 3 underneath it. Absolutely amazing. And again, this was a group of photographers. It's not just one photographer. And here he helps highlight this, really showing you a lot of the points that many people might want to refute, such as the smudges on the window. And then he highlights these orbs so we can clearly see the way they move. And this just ties right into my last video, where I was showing Emily Suzanne's time lapse of the luminaries and how they all just moved like a clock. And this just all rings so true to me. All of the images I'd ever seen, even all the stuff on this platform that will pop up in the first few pages of searching, is all BS, just showing a false picture, doctored up. And this is what always perplexed me, is why I couldn't see the moon before. Even this last eclipse that I saw when I was working at the hospital. Why did I not see the moon approaching it? Well, that makes sense now. It was essentially an invisible orb until it reached this point, and then again became invisible. And again we have proof now that the moon has been out in historical records. We have proof that it's not the moon causing the eclipses, that there are other moons or luminaries that perhaps have burnt out, but still continue their path, true and predictable. And I had no doubt everything was going to tie in together. All of this, the history, the realm, the orbs. And then this creator explains that these were the images that were posted to the news from the same flight. And they were BS images. They had edited out the rest of the orbs. And again, even before I got to this point and to this video, so many of the videos were also edited. Certainly anything with over 100,000 views. And I was looking for videos with very little views, very amateur. But even then, I couldn't find what I've discovered here. And we've since seen lots of charts examining the old world, and even the clock in Prague doing a better job of explaining what's going on in a working model. The Royal Astronomical Society in June of 1850 wrote, "We must seriously doubt that the moon is the only satellite of the Earth."
Alright guys, how do you like that? You know, very interesting. I had seen this before, and I was happy to find again this clip from John Levy. And so on the globe, again, you know, the equator's right here, and this movement, this wobbling of the Earth in 3 hours or 4 hours, it doesn't make any sense on the globe, but I believe it makes perfect sense on the flat Earth, because the sun does its own, you know, thing here, its circuit, and it, you know, from here goes back to where it all started, and you know, that's the way it is. And same problem with the other one that we had in October, because in October it was one that came from East Brazil and then suddenly went northwest and went over Texas and, you know, left the northwest of the US. It was also weird on the globe. I don't have the animation here right now, but it did like, you know, it was straight right at the equator, and then from here it just went northwest. Right on the globe, it has to make this sudden twist, wobbly, you know, like from southwest to northwest. And many people in the US have seen the eclipse happening from top to bottom. Okay, in Brazil, we started looking at the eclipse from east to west, right? But then it went out like northwest. Okay, it ended northwest, and it started right here in the south of Brazil. So I might have find one animation here about it. So the next thing I want to show you, let's see, this one here. Yeah, I do have this video. Let's go ahead and watch it. It's this one right here. Let's watch this one right here.
And you're going to have an opportunity to view a total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. This is going to be the last time a total solar eclipse passes across the mainland U.S. for 2 decades.
Pause. Now just hold that thought real quick, okay? Now you just heard from NASA themselves. This was from their 2023 live stream of the annular eclipse. And they just informed everybody about the upcoming 2024 eclipse, which is what I want to talk about in this video, okay? Now I want to ask everybody if they possibly have viewing capabilities before April the 8th. And I'm going to show you here on screen, you know, these are the paths of totality. So anybody that is within this range of viewing, just watch and to just pay attention to what direction the celestial body is moving that moves in front of the sun. Now, in a minute here, I'm going to play the full clip from the live stream, and you can totally tell that it's totally bogus what they're saying if you understand any other model of Earth besides the globular heliosexual Santa ball model. Okay, it's ridiculous because they show you a horizontally moving celestial body in their digital simulation, but in the actual real-life footage, the celestial body is moving from top to bottom.
This is going to be the last time a total solar eclipse passes across the mainland U.S. for 2 decades. Now, you can interact with our experts in today's show by sending in questions using the hashtag AskNASA on social media or by dropping them directly into the comment stream wherever you're watching. Now, today we are here for an annular solar eclipse. But did you know there is actually a difference between an annular and total solar eclipse? Now, imagine the sun is having a spotlight show in the sky. In a total solar eclipse, the moon moves right in front of the sun and covers it up like a big curtain, making everything dark for a little bit. It's similar to what you would see at dusk or dawn. Now, because the moon is completely blocking the light from the sun, we're able to see the sun's corona during a total solar eclipse. Now, in an annular solar eclipse like today, the moon is going to be a bit too far away to completely cover the sun. So like Gina said, when you look up at the sky, you're going to see the sun with a glowing ring around the moon. Because of this, it is often called a ring of fire effect. And as you can see on your screen right now, it is going to be a really, really cool and unusual sight. Now, a word of caution though, because the sun is never completely covered during an annular eclipse, it is important to always wear your eclipse safety glasses anytime you look at the sun. Now, both types of eclipses are amazing shows, just with different perspectives. So today we're going to be bringing you views of the annular eclipse, and you're going to have an opportunity to view a total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024.
Hi, you saw I sent in telling you not to look at eclipse, of course, but that's just propaganda. Couple of comments here before we go to the next topic, and a lot of things, yes, John. First, let me address Mike. I don't have Mike the full. I have just this clip I can upload to my channel. That's all I have, but I'm pretty sure Mike, John Levy still has that video up. But of course, you have to dig. It's been years since that eclipse took place, and they removed most of the photographers' videos from YouTube. So all we have now is the edit ones, But perhaps Yandex, the Russian search engine, can provide this, and I'm gonna be looking about it. Yes, Enoch spoke of angels that manage the luminaries, definitely. Iron Horse, yeah, one of them is the reason for the lunar eclipse, maybe different ones for different shades of red. Yeah, same thing for the lunar eclipse or the sun. What learning and reading and studying and watching videos about it. What I think, for example, when they claim, oh, this star was swallowed by a black hole, what I think the black hole are those orbs, because when an orb like this passes in front of a star and dims the light or completely darkens that star, they say, oh, this star was swallowed by a black hole. But in fact is, a couple hours later, that star is back shining. They never say that again. So I believe there are more than one, of course, orbs, and just like was presented here in this video by John Levy, at least 4 of them we could see lined up. One covering the sun and 3 below. So there are probably more than them than just 4, And yeah, they're circulating, and sometimes they cross paths with the sun or the moon, and that's why we have the eclipses. It has nothing to do with the heliocentric model. So another thing that the guy said that you guys have to be looking at, especially you if you are on the path of totality, is the way the eclipse if the eclipse starts from top to bottom or from bottom to top, okay, we know it's not going to be from east to west, right, or west to east, whatever NASA tells us. But what they can do, I have, including I have a video, old video, about 3 4 years ago, where they show in real live, like filming. Let's say my phone, I'm filming here, my computer, okay, and the image erases the computer from the screen. It just shows like my table, and they have this technology where in real time they can flip the image. If the eclipse is coming from top to bottom, like like in the screen, they can make it appear coming from side to side. They have this technology. They just do. And so they can be, you can have like 3 seconds delay for the public where they can do this. And that live transmission will be edited in real time. Even though the eclipse may be happening from top to bottom, they're going to display coming from east to west or west to east, whatever way they can do to support the heliocentric model. So you guys, I think the only thing we can do is, if you guys are in the path of totality, film the eclipse, try to film and post it online and say, eclipse from top to bottom, eclipse, name this, eclipse happening from top to bottom, possible in the heliocentric model. And, that's the only thing we can do, That's my idea. Welcome, Mike. So, Oklahoma is in the house. Daniel. All right. So let's go back here to show some more of these eclipses. Okay. So they're telling us to take care of, people. You have to. They're canceling classes, all that stuff. So let's take a look at this one here. I think is this one.
Anyone else besides me, you find this a little weird? All of the stuff that they are telling us to do when it comes to this eclipse. What do they know that we don't know? They're telling us to get groceries. They're telling us to stock up on essentials. They're telling us to have cash on hand just in case. So what exactly do they know that we don't know? That first photo that you seen was a news station in Arkansas. This one that you're seeing on screen is from a place in Ohio. So what exactly do they know is coming? What are they not telling us? This is some strange stuff indeed. They're even saying possible gas shortages. Very strange stuff is happening. Some strange things are definitely ahead. Be ready and be prepared, because you never know what's coming next.
So I understand a couple good comments here. Star Tactics, yes, it could be just a scaring, just one more of those to scare the people. Or they may be planning something, and then blame it on the eclipse, blame it on the solar rays, or they're telling the sun is exploding, and that stuff's going to disconnect the internet's going. Even they say it's funny because they say even the undersea cables can be affected. So that they might be planning, especially you guys in the US. You have spent a couple of days, I guess a whole day with no internet about 2 weeks ago, and they may extend that, and they can make something like permanent in the region, like cut the cables, or they can use the direct weapon energy and, I don't know, blow up a dam or something, or a power line, and blame it on the eclipse, Thanks for someone here told me was going to send me the video. Yes, I'll upload it to the channel. But the thing is, we're dealing with some crazy, psychopaths, who are in power, and we never know what those guys are planning, and they can use the eclipse. Nothing happen, it's just another eclipse as we have had for 5,000, 6,000 years since creation. But they can do something on this day and blame it on the eclipse, blame it on the solar rays, or. So y'all have to be, be careful. But all this stuff here, canceling classes and don't go outside. This is to scare the people. Maybe you'll not pay attention what they're doing out there. No, yeah. Yes, we are dealing with psychopaths who are in power, crazy, a lot of things we know. So, Ramon, shout out to you, Ramon. So, guys, that's my idea. So, I don't want to go into the biblical. There are a lot of videos talking about this is a judgment day is coming. I don't want to get into that because we always have eclipses, and uh, I don't want to use this event to push something that I don't know. I keep telling you guys, I'm not a pastor or anything. I'm just a Christian. So I don't want to go to be preachy, say something that's not. Thank you for asking. No longer on the ball. Uh, so, some days I'm doing great. Like last month, I had like 3 live streams in a row, and then I decided to take a break for 2 weeks. And I was gonna make it 3 weeks, but I decided to come back today and talk about this uh, eclipse, right? And other topics also. If you guys have seen, I have uploaded a video, and I will encourage you guys to watch if you have time on jet streams, right? Interesting stuff, and that we will be talking about right now. I'll share my screen. So I've been doing all right, so, but healthy enough to be able to be here today. All right, guys. So the truth about jet streams. Okay, I uploaded this video. Please check it out on my channel. All right. And yes, this flight here from Sydney to Santiago definitely is helped by these 300 knots or 555 kilometers or 345 miles per hour jet stream. Yeah, it is. So take a look at this article. This is not an art. This is from the just copy here, but this is a document from the University of Colorado. The date is 1962, as you see here. Okay. So atmospheric jet streams in the aerospace age by Herbert Ruel. Okay. So the middle latitude jet stream, that's right above the US. Core, latitude 3560, core speed occasionally above 200 knots, mean height 35 feet, 1,000 feet, westerly current with wave-like mean. Now this, they know this since 1962, okay? So it's about like 61 years ago. Now this is very important. This is the subtropical jet stream of winter. Altitude 2535, core speeds occasionally approaching 300 knots. Mean height 40,000 to 45,000 feet. Westerly with 3 large waves in the northern hemisphere. So this, what they're talking about is these two here. The red ones, these are the subtropical jet streams. All right. When you convert this into the flat Earth map, you have this one here above this. This is the equator. You have this one is one of the subtropical right here, Florida, right here. Okay. And this one is this one right here. So you have the 4 winds that Revelation has in the Bible. You have one right here, polar jet stream. You have number 2. Okay, number 2 right here. You have number 3, oops, right here. And number 4, that's the big one right here, right? See there, polar jet stream, subtropical. So we might have killed here what's going on with the jet streams. And I have another one here. This is another projection. This I got it from a website that deals with polar jet streams and subtropical. So I converted this into the flat Earth map right here. And this is the path that probably this airplane takes when flying from Sydney to Santiago. And they get on these 300 knots. I mean, they fly a couple hours here, normal speed, and then get on the jet stream, and they gain like 300 knots. That's 385 miles per hour on top of the speed of the airplane, right? So imagine they fly here for like 6, 7 hours, you know, at about 900 miles per hour. Okay, so I do have a video here, but shout out to a guy on TikTok. He sent it to me. The past few weeks alone, it's in Spanish. I need to add subtitles or maybe voiceover. But a news program in South America showed that in 1 week, 5 flights reached 1,350 kilometers per hour. And that equals to 838 miles per hour. And that's talking about other flights, not the one. David Weiss sent me an article of a flight from New York to London that reached 800 miles per hour. And I'm talking about other flights. Those are 5 other flights that reached about 838 miles per hour. So are those airplanes flying at a higher speed than they are telling us? Of course they are. Okay, not mentioning that the airplanes alone have gotten much faster. So I made a comparison on my video. You can check the Air Force One. Okay, it's an old jet, old Boeing 747-200, one of the first ones because they first made the 200s and then the 300s and then the 400s. So the Air Force One is a 747-200, but it flies at, some people told me 666 miles per hour, but I found it 638 miles per hour. About 80 more miles, almost 90 more miles than the regular 747-200. So this powerful new Air 7879, right? Who is to tell the speed of this? Maybe they alone, with no help of jet stream, can reach just like Air Force One, 650 miles per hour or more. Add to 300 knots. I mean, you have a speed of 900, easily 900 miles per hour on this route here, coming from Sydney to Santiago. Okay, or they can fly this way here, which is also 250 knots, 463 kilometers per hour, 288 miles per hour. Now, you guys have to understand there's no friction on the aircraft because they are not flying against the wind. They are flying with the wind. Just imagine yourself like going down a fast stream on a boat, even though you're there, rowing, but you're going downstream, so you're going way faster. There's no friction. So that's what they are doing. And in the video that I played, the captain says, think of these jet streams as water, as rivers, like fast moving rivers. The airplane is just sliding on the jet stream, taking advantage of that speed, adding to the speed of the airplane. And they do it, as you saw in the document. It's nothing news. They every time they send the news, a rare, no, this is 1962. And the article has another part that says that aviation will take advantage of this when flight planning. So they do know what's going on, right? They do know we have these jet streams, and we remove these a little bit and talk with you guys. So they do know these jet streams have been around for, they've been studying since the early 60s. And of course, they are taking advantage and just not telling us, everything that's going on. Samantha, I don't want to make you sleep. Sorry. I'm sorry. So I don't want to make you sleep, okay? Sorry, stay around. We still got so much stuff to talk, okay? Um, yeah, it's the Book of Revelation playing. Yeah, a lot of things I agree. Mm. All right, Mike Smith. So shout out to Mike Smith. You told me I never played your videos here, but I did play your videos in the past, and I will play again, right? So the other thing that I want to show you guys, ex, shout out to this guy in Brazil, André. He's from a channel called Além do Horizonte, Beyond the Horizon. Okay, ex, this stuff they just did this week. So look at this stuff right here. Okay. So he did. This is a complete experiment, and I'm gonna be talking about as they did. Okay, so he has two vials. Okay, now this glass here. Oh, let me hide. Let me pause this for a minute and hide the comment so you guys can see everything. Okay. All right. So this is alcohol. Okay, and water. This is alcohol. Okay. What? So this is what he did. Experiment. All right. He has vials filled with alcohol, no air bubbles inside, nothing. This whole thing here is alcohol, right? He spent bunch, like several gallons of alcohol. One is red, has a red dot there. That's the experiment he did. So he's proving that it's real alcohol. Okay, he burned right there. Look, he's getting samples and it's showing that real alcohol is burning. So he filled those two vials, both of them with alcohol. And he's just showing that, everything is alcohol. So, it's playing safe away from the amount. Of course, he doesn't want to set his house on fire. So he's got alcohol in both vials, and he's going to fill one with water. And he has a dye there, a colored, dye. So that will differentiate, show that it's water. All right. So what he's gonna do? So just showing there the water, the difference. So let me go a little bit faster here. This is okay. So he checked the temperature in all of them. They all have the same temperature in Celsius, 21 degrees Celsius. I know, maybe 60 something Fahrenheit. He checks the temperature of the water. He does everything, all this stuff here. And so he weighted all vials, the water one and the alcohol one. This is all in kilograms, okay? It's like 63 grams, you know. And he waits, and then what he does is he leaves one vial in hot water for 15 minutes and the other one in the freezer for 15 minutes. Okay? So he waits and he waits and he waits 15 minutes, all right? And then at the end, after 15 minutes, he removes them both and weights them, all right? So the interesting part here is that both of them lost weight, but the one, let me freeze, okay, before and after. Both of them lost a couple weight. No, not a whole bunch. Like the cold one lost like 10% of the weight, the one that was in the freezer. And the warm one lost about 15% of the weight. Okay, weighted less. And then what did he do? Okay, according to science, both of them, when submerged in alcohol, should float, right? And that's what he's going to do. He's going to submerge both of them in alcohol, and that's what happened. The warm one is floating, and the cold one sinks. Okay, so what's going on here? All right, you have the same thing. Both of them are filled with alcohol. It's all alcohol. This is alcohol. The big bottle, it's alcohol, and the vials are filled with alcohol to the top. Both of them weigh the same thing before. One was put in the freezer, another one was put in boiling water, hot water, and the one in the freezer sunk, and the other one, according to what was predicted, floated. All right. So what does it prove? That the gravity has nothing to do with this gravity. It's just like the warm one has more energy. It's heated, it's still heated. Okay. While this one lost energy, lost heat and sank. All right. So it has nothing to do with gravity at all. Okay. It has nothing to do. So shout out André, Canal Além do Horizonte in Brazil, for the experiment. And as I watched a part of a live stream, the scientists guy there went crazy because of this experiment. No wonder, we have 13 million flat earthers in Brazil. So my question to you guys, I want to know, they always say like gravity, center of earth. So instead of asking them, the globe people, what is gravity, I want to ask, where is gravity? Okay, is it here mixed with this molten, you know, iron? Okay, is this gravity right here? Where is gravity? Is it contained inside this molten, iron? All right, and is right here, gravity right here, or this layer, the structure of the Earth? Is this gravity right here, or is this one here gravity, or is this gravity? Where is it? They keep saying so, on the core. So I have an article here. This is from a Chinese magazine, Eureka Alert. Earth's inner core, a mixture of solid iron and liquid like light elements. Okay, so Earth's core, the deepest part of our planet, is characterized by extremely high pressure and temperature. It is composed of a liquid outer core and a solid inner core. Pretty crazy, I don't know. It's really hard to understand. The inner core is formed and glows due to the solidification of liquid iron at the inner core. How can the inner core get cold and at the same time keep the outer core hot? I don't know. And where is gravity in all of this? So I'm not going to read the whole article. It's just to show, like how crazy this concept is about, gravity and all that stuff. And, all right, a couple of shout outs here. Yeah, none of the above, none of them. Okay. The grave weight of the matter can leave you. Yeah, it's the weight, it's all about weight, it's nothing about force. Okay. Yeah, it's estimated about 7% of the population, 13 million, it's growing like crazy. They're doing a lot of stuff to try to contain. I heard that Indonesia, which is a Muslim country here in Asia, the government had to step in and close all the Facebook groups, all that stuff, because the population was embracing flat Earth in such a way. The government took some drastic measurements to stop, Now in Brazil, they are doing almost like the same, but in a different way. They are using the media. Like BBC had an article now, why BBC, like it's a foreign, TV station in Brazil. It's a British TV station, and they ran like a 90 minutes interview with a guy about flat Earth. He was an actor pretending to be a flat Earth, and now he says he's no longer flat Earth. So they are trying everything they can to, stop the growth of flat Earth in Brazil. But with the experiments like this, and people are doing stuff, they're testing everything, testing the curvature over lakes and sending high altitude balloons and doing experiments like this and challenging professors. There is there's a flat Earth channel in Brazil. He had a live stream that day saying how the universities are scared of this phenomena, because when I was in the U.S. studying the U.S., this is what it was funny because the democracy, all that stuff. My biology professor, he said in the very first day of class that we were not allowed to talk stuff that was outside of the book. We had our textbooks was 100% based on the Big Bang and evolution, and he said we were not allowed to say anything against it. But what happens in Brazil, this never happens. People ask questions and challenge. They challenge professors, and they really talk about it and make that all makes people think. Even professors, and they think about it and they're honest. If you're honest, you're going to study the matter, what's going on here. All right. So rest in peace, impossible. So they do these experiments and totally destroy the globe, Earth. Hello. So I'm gonna run a quick ad now for me to take like a 3 minutes break, and then we will continue. We're still gonna talk about Antarctica Treaty. All right. So let me find Rampage Jackson.
96. It's a big boy. So I got two big guests, big names, big bodies.
Huge.
Yeah, I don't even know if I introduce you to. You got Rampage the Legend Jackson here. You got Bradley. Meet me at 260. Martin.
How much you weigh right now?
Why people care if people believe in the earth the way the Bible describes it? Why do people get so mad about that?
Does the Bible describe it as flat?
Yeah.
It does?
With the dome, the firmament, and everything.
Oh, that's news to me.
That's new. You never read the Bible?
No.
That's the problem.
That is a problem. That's why I go to hell.
So why do people get mad at people if they just describe the earth the way the oldest history book describes it?
Yeah. So this mean you think it's flat?
Yep.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
But what were you gonna say about?
This is what changed me when I looked into emergency landings. Something simple as that. That's what changed me to go more to like, oh yeah. Then I went to the Bible and started reading with the Bible. I used to be a Christian, so I was like, oh, I've read this stuff before, but we think of it different. I went there. Now I look at the Old Testament like a history book, and so I went and read it and like a history book. I was like, oh, okay, it broke everything down for me. But if you look into whenever you have time, just look into emergency landings.
What do you mean by emergency landing?
Like when say somebody's flying from Asia coming to LA,
yeah,
and like if it's an emergency or something, and then see like the way they land, and then you gonna think like, wow, that's not an emergency landing. They went all the way out the way, and then you got to break down why did they do that? Why they go all the way out the way, and they say it's an emergency landing. That's what changed my mind.
Why would they go all the way?
Exactly. That's the point.
Exactly.
But why would that prove that the Earth is flat if they go out of the way?
Because if it was an emergency, a real emergency, wouldn't you go somewhere closer?
You go somewhere closer?
And not somewhere out of the way?
When we see the emergency landing on the globe, it don't make sense.
Oh, because it's like this.
Yeah, so it's like farther away.
Yeah.
So common sense would tell me that we're being lied to about the geography of our things.
Why lie to us about the Earth being round, though?
That's the big question.
Don't waste any more time. Visit the links above now and order my book, 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Visit my online store now and order the new enhanced Gleason's Flat Earth map. This map used to be in every school and library in the nation before NASA was created in 1958, when the maps were ordered removed. Have your Gleason's map hanging on the wall in your house, where no government can take it down. Here you see it hanging on a wall in the house of the late Charles K. Johnson. Here is a quote from the book 1984 by George Orwell. Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Order your map now.
Hi guys, so I appreciate if you can support the channel, get a map today before, the government removed all flat earth maps 1957. Some people remember at school when they were kids seeing the flat earth map in their classrooms. All was removed, so have one at home. So no government can tell you to remove the map and just leave it, in your living room. It's a way for you to support this channel. You can become a Patreon. I only have 4 Patreons. My goal is to have 20 so I can help my family in Brazil. So consider one of the ways. Just go to any of my videos. There's links there, store, book, whatever. So let's go back here to this, I had a taboo conspiracy last time. We talked briefly about this. So this is pretty crazy, okay? You have the globe, Earth, and this in red is the Antarctic Treaty on 60 degrees south, parallel south on the globe. Makes absolutely no sense on the ball Earth. And they have 59 research, more like military bases, in Antarctica to guard a giant block of ice, according to some of them. And, like that PhD Tony, it was funny because he said, I told you guys you have seen, shout out to Russian vids when I went there, I show how the tsunamis never wrap around Antarctica because Antarctica is the container, it's the wall that contains all the oceans. But I thought, I presented that, demonstrating that the tsunamis never wrap around Antarctica. Like there are constant earthquakes in New Zealand, okay? And it should just wrap around Antarctica and reach out this region first, but instead it reaches Alaska 16, 12 hours later, But that's next time. So we have this Antarctica, we have this unclaimed area right here. And all 59 bases. And I think I have an article here. I'm going to see if I can find. So it makes no sense, absolutely no sense. This Antarctic Treaty on a ball Earth makes absolutely no sense. And this is an old meme that I made it again. I decided to make it nicer. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to drop a link maybe later. I fixed here, this is Uruguay right here, and I fixed Tasmania. I had Z, instead of S, but no flight routes around. These flight routes cannot exist. This is Rio Gallegos to Cape Town. They just cannot fly over Antarctica because Antarctica is a no-fly zone. Right? No flights over Antarctica because it's not Earth's not about. This is what it looks like. The unclaimed areas right here. Have all those stations around. Now, if you guys want to have a Gleason's map like this one, I have it in my store. I have there a Gleason's map with not all, of course, 59 bases, but the most important ones around, around the Antarctic Circle and they claim the areas right there. Right? So that's why you cannot fly over Antarctica, because Antarctica is not this iceberg floating on the bottom of above Earth. Right? This is what it looks like. So here I have them compared, both of them, side by side, the Antarctic Treaty on the above Earth, all this ocean here, okay, still a whole bunch of area here that fishermen could just go and fish in this area. No, you can't. But if you look at the flat Earth map, we are contained right here, not just contained because of the water. We are contained because a lot of armed forces are here, you know? And perhaps I should play this video from, if you guys remember, um, Mike Knight, I think. Mike Knight. No, Mark Knight from England. Okay, Wakey Wakey. Yeah, he found the guys, you know, they did found the people who were in charge of taking tourists to Antarctica. And he said, well, you know, we got a couple of rich guys and we're going to go down from Hawaii. Another one's going to go down from India. Another one's going to go down from Africa. And he went crazy, you know. He got lots of phone calls back and he got emails, you know, because, you know, that would be like, why don't we go to Antarctica right here? But if you remember the movie about, I think it was, I forgot the name of the movie, but they have buoys here, you know, they have buoys. And also when the water is disturbed, those buoys activate like an alarm and, you know, they move into the area. So it's very hard actually to go and reach it because they have, you know, buoys here that will activate some sort of defense mechanism and they will go to that area. All right. So it's not as easy to go to Antarctica. All right. So on the ball Earth, it makes absolutely no sense. And it only makes sense on the flat Earth map. So I want to, I just told you guys that I presented about the tsunamis when I went to a Russian channels, Russian bead channel. I went there and I presented about the tsunamis. And I gotta say, you know, I have to say this, guys. I really like Russian beads because, shout out to him. He's a true flat earther. He's a true to the core. Okay. Now, how do I know that? We spent almost 2 hours talking the other day on private. And from the minute we started to the minute we ended the conversation, he talked about flat earth with passion. Now, he was not talking to, like right now there are 132 people watching right now. He wasn't talking to 132 people. He wasn't talking to 500 people. He was just talking to me, you know? And he was passionate about flat earth from the beginning of the conversation to the end. And since it was late night for me, I had to sleep. I said, you know, Russian beads, I really have to sleep now. Otherwise, we would talk for 3, 4, 5 hours. So he's not a perfect guy. He might, some people like him, some people don't like him. I like him. I think he is a genuine flat earther. Okay? Passionate about flat earth. He's totally passionate. And when he sometimes he may rant about, you know, people, it's because sometimes other people are not as passionate about flat earth as he is, you know, because he's a genuine passionate, you know, about flat earth. So I understand him. I understand his rants, you know. I like everybody. I get along, you know. I like Dave Wise. I like all the other guys. Of course, I don't. The problem is, you know, like when people go anti-Christian, then I have a problem, of course, because, you know, I don't attack anybody's faith. Here in Japan, we had meetups with a whole bunch of Buddhists, and we were like 4 Christians only and 30, 40 Buddhists, and we all got along really well until they started attacking the Bible. They started attacking Christian, and then we had to stop because it was like we are not welcome here. Okay, so we welcome them. We were welcoming them when we had our meetings, but they it seems like in, they were doing this stuff. Like they were attacking Christianity, attacking the Bible. So that's the problem. Some of those problems start from the other side, not from us. Okay, we are just defending our faith. So that's what I want to say. Like big shout out to him. But I get along with all the guys. I like them. And I want them to come to my channel if they want to show up. It's open here. So let me see what else we have. I think I have one more thing here that I want to talk about before we head to the end of the show. So I learned that we've been talking about the false history. Someone said, I saw this video. I don't want to play the video here because the guy also he goes to the racist part of it, so I don't want to, this is silly. It doesn't belong. This type of conversation does not belong here. But he was reading some documents about America, which is not really America. It's Al Moroccan, something like that. That used to be part of the Moors Empire. So it was interesting. I thought about bringing this video and showing you guys, but I decided not to do so because he then starts some racist rant, and that doesn't belong to us. We flat earthers, we are deceived by the system, and don't know, man. Never heard about this guy again. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But we are here. This is something, man. Good thing, Angelo. Shout out. About 2019, when I was about to quit doing flat Earth videos, mostly for the health reasons. For health reasons, I was gonna stop, and then that's when he threatened me. He made like physical threats, against me. Say he was coming to Japan. If I ever go to New Zealand, he would pay me a visit. He would take me to court or whatever. And I decided not to stop, and then I'm here today. I produce a whole bunch more videos. I got almost 200 compilations, TikTok compilations, and more than that, you know how many pilots died from 2020? I have a video on BitChute. It's about 300 pilots because they, took that stuff, the magic potion here, and I'm still here talking about flat Earth. So I wonder how many Earth pilots lost their lives because they believe in science. I have this video on BitChute, 300 pilots, at least that we know. Many of those were not reported, as everybody knows, okay? All those who believed the science pilots, Earth, and took the magic potion, and I'm still here, by the grace of the Lord, of course, but I'm still here. All right, guys, I think we're getting close to the end, so shout out. I'm going to see if Russian Vids accept the invitation and comes back soon, this month of March. And we're going to have at least 2 more live streams before this eclipse on April 8th. And we will be bringing more stuff, everything, I'm going to see if I can find the whole John Levy video. And we're going to be talking about those orbs. That probably is the thing that's causing all these eclipses, Yeah, Tartaria is an interesting topic. Sometimes I want to, not talk much, but I want to talk to you guys about something, okay? My position. I have told several times I'm not a pastor, so I just believe in the Bible. I'm a Christian. So I want to bring someone here. We had a couple of friends, like we had Dinodo here, we had Pastor Tidwell, we had Chris Parks from Australia. But I want to bring somebody here who knows a lot about this 1,000 years reign that probably took place and all this Tartaria on a biblical side. If you want to talk about that, I want to hear. I want to hear. I've been listening to a couple of videos here and there. A lot of things are very interesting. So I'm open to listening to more about it. Because some of the things, some of the prophecies, even one guy, he's a Bible scholar, who is not like a preterist, I guess they call, he said he believed that some things in Revelation already took place. So I want to, hear more about it. So I'll see if I can bring somebody here who really knows a lot and can tell us a little bit more about this 1,000-year reign. Okay, guys, so I think this is all for today. It was a great show. I enjoy. I hope you guys have enjoyed too, And next week, probably I'll talk a little bit more. Be on watch out. I have a pilot, 747 pilot from Emirates. I believe he's retired because he has time to write me like a lot. He's not a he's not a flat earther. He's defending the globe. So he sent me long messages, and I'm gonna be answering them either live here or on a video because he has a lot of topics, and I want to address them because it's gonna be a great video, guys. You're gonna be looking at because I'm gonna be addressing his points one by one, and I can't wait. I was busy. I was doing my taxes. My daughter just graduated high school. I mean, I had a lot of things to do, but now I have some time, and I will be addressing this pilot, and it's going to be great, So I think that's all. Shout out to everybody. I don't fire, good show. Thank you. So, guys, I'm going to close the show again with Dave J. Carroll. He's got a new song out. Check his YouTube channel. And with Dave T. Carroll, we'll close the show today. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Wonderful, magical, celestial light, fantastical, mystical, wonderful sight. Belgian Swiss physicist Auguste Piccard, 1931, first to reach for the stars, was the first to explore the air view stratospherius, a scientist curious to see what was there. An aluminium black ball on a helium balloon, hydrogen with photos and instruments, sailed towards the moon, rose in just half an hour, 52,000 feet, 10 miles up, 10 temperature, left a dead drop in heat and cold, but disproving gravity. Wonderful, mystical, beautiful sight, flat line separation of black from blue light, a world run by deceivers, false make-believers, hiding in shadows, stealing our light. Mystical, fluorescent light, wonderful, magical, awesome, yes, stealing our light. Wonderful, let there be light, supernatural, eternal, up we go, higher than rainbows, higher than mountains, reach up there. Divine luminescent light, mystical, wonderful, celestial light. So what was their eternal testimony? What did they report back to humanity? Said it seemed like a flat disk far as eyes can see, with an upturned edge fading into infinity. A mystical, ethereal, celestial sight, a divine creation, a clockwork of light, designed hid by deceivers and false make-believers, still cowering in shadows, still fearing our light. Here we go, higher than Everest, higher than airplanes, above zero, cumulus, higher than air. A level horizon, 360 around us, no motion beneath us, no spinning, no stars on the firmament, turning all around us to forever, short time as geometrically there. You'll never beat us, you'll never defeat us, forever beneath us. We see through you like air. Mystics on a luminous light, fantastical, magical, breathtaking. We see through you like air. Magical angels of light, beautiful, wonderful, celestial light. The first to see truth when they reach for the stars, explorers and physicists, Kipper and Picard. Never you'll defeat us, forever beneath us. We see through you like air.